Raggy and Santa and Friend are the family. They live with Denis and Jo at South Arm. They were all driving to Darwin on a camping adventure. They'd been at the beach where they had a big campfire, but it was time they left the beach and headed inland. "Is that the ocean?" asked Raggedy. "No," said Friend. "We've come inland, you donkey. That's a lake." So they stopped at the lake and had another picnic. But they couldn't stop for long because they still had a long way to go. Then Raggy asked, "Is that a lake?" Said Friend, "No, you droopy-eared dodo, that's a river." Friend suddenly had a thought. "Oh, look," he said, "is this where curry comes from?"
"Hey kids,"
said Jo, ignoring Friend's silly idea.
"as you know, we've still got a long way to go. But this is such an interesting place. We may as well camp here for a few days."
"Yes," said the family, because Denis and Jo got to do all the driving, and the family were getting sick of sitting in the back of the truck with nothing to do. They said, "This is the life, watching the river, sitting in the sun, sitting on the back of the truck, sitting beside a big warm campfire." "Isn't that snow?" asked Santa, pointing at all the white things in the tree. "Must be snowing," giggled Raggedy, as all the white things whooped and swooped. Overhead they saw a big sea eagle, and all the white things hurried to hide in the trees. There was a little striped fish in the river, and a big black kite came down and tried to catch it. "Camping is exciting," said the family. "This is the life." "Jo, Jo, Jo," they yelled. "Please, please, please, take us for a walk." "I'll take you," said Denis. "Yippee," they cried, and off they went. "What lovely trees," said Raggedy. "Would you like a picture?" asked Jo. "Yes,"
"Look at this tree, kids,"
said Jo.
"It must be really old. I wonder what's in here."
Jo said. "Ooh," said Raggy, "it's scary." "Ooh," Raggedy said, "look at that flower. This is not so scary after all."
"Look, kids,"
said Jo.
"this is stuff the river left behind when it flooded.
"Now that is scary," said Friend.
We've walked a long way.
Said Jo.
I think we ought to be getting back to our campsite."
"But we're tired," said the family. "Hey kids," said Denis, "you can ride with me on the firewood." And off they went. "There's the car," cried the family at long last. "I'm so glad to be back," said Friend. "I'm so exhausted." And they'd arrived just in time. It was nearly sunset.
"Me? I'm going for a swim,"
said Jo. "But it's cold," said the family, and it was. But Jo said,
"Don't worry, I'll get a big fire going and then I'll make dinner."
and she did.